To the people that cannot live with themselves, no external means of escape is ever sufficient. To the person that is not happy being by themselves and their thoughts, nothing in the world, no form of escape in this physical world is ever going to be sufficient. Doesn't matter if you're a multi-billionaire, doesn't matter if you're the king, the prince of whatever state, doesn't matter if you're the ruler of this whole world, you know? Yeah, I have got the reins of this world. I control everything. I have everything. It doesn't matter where you live, in some remote islands, in a mansion, with all the finest things in life. You can never be able to build your way out of yourself. Doesn't matter if you build a, a small town with only you staying in it. Ah, finally peace of mind, because I'm away from everyone. I have all my needs. I have all the luxury in the world. I control everything. You know, I can finally be in peace. No, you're just bringing all the problems with you to that remote island surrounded by a bunch of materialistic luxury. But your problems are still within you. You can never buy your way out of being with yourself and your shortcomings or problems that your ego chooses not to deal with. Yeah, you can't compensate with you cannot compensate those things sustainably with materialistic things, because the problem is not materialistic. You cannot buy some magic pill or pay your way to some courses or pay some certain guru or to help you alleviate all these internal energetic emotional pain. Yeah, I mean all these things can compensate for a little while. It can act like a bomb to the surface of that problem, but it does not deal with the root cause of those feelings of inadequacies, right? Though your feelings of inferiority or certain guilt or shame pertaining, like, that is connected to some past events or some past people or things that happened in the past. These things, these deeper feelings of inadequacy can never be compensated by materialistic things because they are not of the materialistic nature. If it is a cause of materialistic nature, like let's say you cut your arm and it's bleeding, right? That is a part of the physical 3D reality, right? Then all these pills and painkillers and all these you know medicine that you apply onto your skin, onto that open wound, and then you apply some band-aid or some gauze, some cloth to wrap it up with some ointment. Yeah, that works because you're treating a physical thing with you're treating something materialistic with something else that is materialistic, right? But if you have internal feelings of inadequacy, how are you going to compensate for that? You can't buy luxurious cars and live in a mansion alone away from everybody and expect it to go away. It doesn't happen like that. So what's the solution if you cannot buy your way out of all these things? What's the solution? You can't also think your way out of this, because it's not a thing for you to think through. You can't rationalize and intellectualize it away. That feeling is still inside within you. It's an energetic thing. So how do you then deal with something that is energetic in nature, that cannot be that cannot be affected by anything materialistic? It can Those materialistic things can only solve the surface problem, and the answer to going through into that root cause is self introspection, is to sit with yourself and feel those emotions, and not using your mental capacity, your mind, to kind of like use logic to deal with that, because that has its own plane of existence. The logical mind solves problems on the logical level, like buying a plane ticket, or doing some academic studies and taking some exams, or doing some scientific experiments. That is on the logical level mind, right? You solve those things with your mind, yes, great. But this is another step deeper. It is a more subtle thing. It is energy. Whether or not you like it, you know through your own experience how emotions can really have a big impact on us. Losing a loved one, you know, or it could be some happy thing that causes you to have a flood of happy emotions because of something that calls for a celebration, right? But a lot of all these things cause suffering because we want those emotions to to last forever. We are attached to that happy, positive outcomes, and we try to push away, things that are those emotional things that are negative, that makes us feel very uncomfortable. So that this kind of push pull thing, this dynamic between the interplay of positive and negative energies. I want to push away the negative ones. I want more of the positive ones. I want the positive ones to stay with me forever. All these things cause suffering. And these sufferings are existing on a plane of the emotion, is existing on the emotional plane, the energetic plane, the frequency plane. So how do we deal with that root cause, that root energetic cause? It is by doing self introspection, being able and learning how to sit with ourselves in silence, without, you know, without without always going to rely on like external distractions, going for clubs, drinking yourself to till you're super drunk so that you can forget about all these problems, and hopefully have a good time, or taking drugs, or acting out on certain habits that can help you kind of forget about these problems for a little while, or to help you achieve more of what you want, things that make you feel good, right? So we take drugs to push ourselves to make more money, because we think that the money is going to make us feel adequate enough to, so that we don't feel this internal sense of lack and inadequacy, right? We try to compensate it with materialistic things as well. Again, we try to compensate it with buying of things to impress people that we don't even like. And then we go home when nobody's watching, we cry ourselves to sleep. Right? But we gotta go through that to understand that it doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work. Haven't you realized yet? Like, all these materialistic things don't work in solving our inner sense of inadequacy and insecurity. So go within, take some time to go within in the quietude of your room, of whatever your space you're living in, right? In nature, take some time. away from your phones or distractions or social settings, and we have to learn to be alone. We came into this world alone. We're gonna die alone. We're gonna leave this world alone. You're gonna leave this body alone. So why not learn to do that now? Why wait? Aren't you curious to see what you're gonna find? Aren't you curious to know, like, what has been causing me to act out this way for years and years and years? Aren't you curious? Like, why not ask those bigger questions instead of running away from that? So sit with yourself. Start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Let those feelings of discomfort, let it come out. Let it express itself freely. Integrate these shadows, like Carl Jung said. I think he said that. I'm not sure. Something about shadows, right? Like, let those play out. All right. I think I've said enough. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao. Have a good day.